Hello and a very warm welcome to Wednesday Wandering with me, Cate Field. Wondering about things creative, spiritual and quietly fascinating, and not just wandering off. I do hope you are well. If you are new here, huge welcome to you. I share art tutorials every Monday and Friday, and this little gentle Wednesday wandering in the middle of the week, a few moments to pause, to reflect, and perhaps see how art and faith and the creative life can help us to make sense of a crazy world. This week, as the year folds deeper into November, we cross a threshold from All Hallows into All Saints. The ancient rhythm of these days invites us to reflect on the presence of light within darkness, on the quiet continuity between the living and the dead, and the seen and the unseen. All Saints' Day is often thought of as a grand celebration of the holy and the heroic, those whose lives have been gilded in art and story, but I've always felt that it belongs equally to those ordinary saints, those who've carried small, enduring lights into the world, the light of patience and of courage, of steady love. These are the lamps that never quite go out. To remember is not simply to look back, it's to allow another's light to fall gently across our own life. Memory, in that sense, becomes an act of illumination. The Swedish artist Hilma af Klint understood this deeply. She believed herself to be a vessel through which unseen worlds could take colour and shape, and her huge canvases of spirals, circles and translucent layers of pink and blue and gold seem to breathe light. She painted in near secrecy, convinced that her work would not be understood until long after her death. And she was right, because decades later, her paintings now shine as among the earliest expressions of abstraction. Hilma af Klint's art is the art of unseen light, radiance earned by patience, light held in reserve until its time came. Her gentlest colours suggest illumination filtered through a veil, not a blaze, but a glow that reveals rather than blinds. In her work, remembering becomes revelation, the slow unveiling of what was always there. A bit like the poet Christina Rossetti, because she offers a different kind of radiance, the softening light of memory. Her poem, Remember, is often read at funerals, and yet its power lies not in sorrow, but in release. It asks us to hold memory not as a wound, but as a blessing, a light that softens and transforms. Rossetti's words are like the colours of twilight, tender, fading, but still warm. And she gives us permission to let the sharpness of loss dissolve into quiet continuation of love. Both women remind us that remembrance is not static, it shimmers and changes like light on the water. In the hands of the artist or the poet, memory becomes not nostalgia, but renewal and rekindling. And as November darkens here in the Northern Hemisphere, in my little bit of southwest England, perhaps the invitation of All Saints is to recognise the small, patient radiance that endures in us because of those who came before. And we might think of a mentor who encouraged us, a friend whose laughter still brightens our thoughts, or an ancestor whose creativity we unknowingly echo. To create in paint, in a poem, in daily kindness is to keep that light alive. And perhaps that is what sainthood truly means, to pass on radiance in whatever form that might take. To remember, then, is not to cling to what has gone, but to help the light continue. So as I draw this little reflection to a close, perhaps we might each take a quiet moment to remember a light that still lives within us. A person, a place, a gesture, a memory, something that continues to shine, however softly. The radiance of all saints is not distant or unreachable. It flickers in the ordinary, in a kindness offered, a word remembered, a piece of art that once moved us to tears. The saints, known and unknown, teach us that light endures not through brilliance alone, but through patience, through gentleness, and through love. If you keep a sketchbook or a journal, you might like to note down the names or memories of those who have shape in your own creative life, mentors or friends or ancestors, and let their presence guide you in your next act of creativity and making. For in every mark of remembrance, in every brush stroke or written word, we help that light to continue. Next week, we'll turn our thoughts towards warmth and compassion, to St. Martin of Tours, and to the art of generosity, and to remembrance. And I will tell you the story of my great-grandfather, Frederick Augustus Aberley, and the Battle of the Somme. But for now, may your week be quiet, thoughtful, and radiant with the memory of those who came before you. Take care. Bye-bye.